Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 178. The first set of the day was submitted by Chris. Really nice. It's got that really nice, simple, minimalistic, modern coloring. It's very cool. But then all of a sudden he's like, guess what? My boy Biggie, my boy Eminem up on the wall. And I was like kind of surprised by that. It's kind of like, whoa, the middle section of the wall really needs something. Chris scored a 78. The next set of the day was submitted by Garrett. The first photo, you just kind of see he's got too much on his desk. Don't tell me you use all that on a daily basis, because I'll tell you, you are wrong. So it's just a little too cramped, a little too for my liking. Usability, it just seems a little difficult to use that left monitor. Garrett scored a 62. The next setup was submitted by Uwe. The desk, I like the attempt, the idea, the next generation look to it, where it's like all like cool corner cuts and stuff. But let's be honest here. Let's just be honest. It's not a great desk, and I think the best way to show that is you have the monitor riser, but you didn't compensate for the fact that you had more than one monitor. It just seems like with the green carpet, it's not really the most ideal situation ever. A new setup is going to be a great idea. But yes, although this has a lot of storage, although it has a cool aesthetic to it, the desk seems to be hindering your score. Ooh, we scored a 64. The next setup was submitted by Raymond. Let's just be real here. The usability is weird because you're like angled primary on the iMac, but then you have a secondary, and the wire management's obviously not good from what we can even see, and we don't know what the theme is, and it just looks dark, and there's really no accessories. So I think that's what we would say about that. Raymond scored a 54. The next setup was submitted by Josh. The cable management, not ideal, kind of an attempt, not really there. Out of sight, out of mind, way too much on the desk, just not great usability of a pretty okay desk. Monitors are okay, would have looked a lot better with the monitors on. Does it even work? We don't know. And I just think it's like a overall kind of confusing, messy, weird setup with a lot of possibilities, just not done well. Josh scored a 48. The next setup was submitted by Jan. The walls look so dirty. It looks almost as if you had muddy shoes. The poor lighting, I don't know if it's just because it's later in the day or if there's no lighting in the room. It's just really hard to see what you're working with.
I mean, I like how he's different with the chair and all, but it's an ugly ass chair.
That's like a cheap chair too.
Yeah, it just like, I wish it matched like the red that he was going for. It just, there's so many different reds. It's confusing. Like the black, yeah, you can't mess up black because black is black, but red, it's like you have to have the right red in order to make it look like decent. 50 Shades of Red, then
50 Shades of Red.
50 Shades of Red set up, then this would get 100.
That's actually hilarious. That's actually like a good idea. Jan scored a 74. The next set of the day was submitted by Jared. What I found to be weird was how he was talking about like, oh, that's my favorite book series there all to the left. It's like, cool, but why did you have to put it right there? You literally had to make your speaker go higher up when it would have been fine down, because look at the right speaker. Right speaker's great. Why did you have to do it? Like you literally purposely hurt your own usability score there. The keyboard on the keyboard tray with the mouse on the desk, I just don't like it. I do not like it. I think the usability gets hurt. I was gonna compliment you. Your cable management's actually pretty commendable. It's is that even the right word? Probably not.
Yeah.
But it's a good job. Pretty damn well. And these desks, as we know, are probably one of the harder ones to cable manage because it doesn't give you a lot to work with. Jared scored a 76. The next setup was submitted by Alex. He pissed and just let it dry up against the wall. That, for me, honestly, is just one of the most disgusting things.
Just start over. I don't know if he can paint his wall because he's 16. Like, what do you think his parents gonna let him just paint a wall?
Yeah, just paint it white again. Even if it's the parents that do it.
Take down that shelf and like align it with your desk. Maybe get a new desk because it looks like you have more room to like expand like further left. And then put those Game of Thrones posters somewhere else. Really, that's only thing you have of theme. So maybe trying to go more Game of Thrones would be ideal.
Alex scored a 78. The next set of the day was submitted by Charles. And at first glance, looking at just like the desk portion, it's like, oh, clean, single monitor. Kind of weird little accessories he has, but it's out of sight, out of mind. It's good. Usability is good. The posters above, not a huge fan of. I think they're cool. I think they're nice, but why put them so close? And it kind of just like makes it look weird. Charles scored a 78. The next setup was submitted by Enoch. Believe it or not, that is actually for his Minecraft server. That specifically controls that. That's like, you wanna give them props, but you wanna slap them at the same time, because here's the thing. Yes, they're all joint. They're not like just out and about having a good time. He at least, like, you know, was animal trapper, got them all together, wrapped them up, and brought them through to where they need to be. But the thing is, it could have been done a lot cleaner. I think the usability is okay. It's not the best, but I mean, the left speaker just disappears behind the monitor. It looks a little cramped on the desktop itself. Not a huge fan of hutches usually.
I mean, he probably has to use it. It's like there for the long term. Yeah. So it's like, you're using it right. I mean, the right side, like above your bed. It's like, I guess you don't want to put too much stuff on it because it'll probably collapse and kill you. But it just looks a little empty. It looks a little weird, just random stuff placed. But you know what? There's really probably nothing you can do about it. So I mean, good job for using it properly.
Enoch scored 54. The final setup was submitted by Enzo. Again, it looks like this monitor, the middle one, is in front of the other ones.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So it's like, why do people do that? Are you trying to hide the bezel and make it seamless? Because it honestly looks worse like that. The one thing I see this guy likes is LED everything. The shelves to the right side, I don't know what's on them. It's kind of hard to tell.
It's like the episode of no speakers, because no one has speakers in this episode.
No speakers. That was another thing someone said in chat. Half-assed. I think that's the right thing. Like, good attempt, good idea, but you really just kind of like let go at the end. Enzo scored 76. Overall, nobody really wins, but if I had to give it to someone, I would say Chris. Thanks for watching this episode of Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 178.